Lord forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack making backflip. Telly Hank with the action. With the vital speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews, how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the Bay.
Police say a dispute between rival groups at two city housing projects may be behind the shooting death of a rising star in girls basketball.
Her family and friends say they were all hanging out in front of their building when several people who didn't live there showed up. The basketball star dashed into the building and up the stairs. Police say she was caught on the 4th floor and shot several times.
Toll has been extraordinarily high on that community. Numerous men and women have been shot and lost their lives to gun violence in West Harlem during the period charged in this indictment.
More than 100 people have been indicted in what's now being called one of the biggest gang busts of its kind the city's ever seen.
Well, Steve, one of the most shocking things about this case is that the youngest suspect is just 10 years old, accused of carrying a loaded gun.
High school basketball star, 18-year-old Tayshana Murphy.
Tayshana Chicken Murphy, she obviously did so much at Bishop Loughlin the last few years.
Growing up, he had a superstar older sister sought after by colleges, named by ESPN as one of the best basketball players in the country.
I looked up to her. That was my role model. She played basketball real well. She's real good at basketball.
Article came out. He said, I never heard of my whole coaching career that they would do a whole spread article in the Daily News on a girl that's only a freshman.
Exactly 10 years after the Twin Towers were attacked by what the United States government called terrorists, thousands of miles away, a murder would occur in the housing projects just miles from where the towers once stood. Years later, Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. would explain a decade-long war between what he would describe as homegrown terrorists from two rival housing projects as the cause of the September 11, 2011 murder of Tayshana Chicken Murphy, with that death, the after effects of it, and the war triggering one of the biggest gang indictments the city of New York has ever seen.
3 different gangs involved, their crime spree involving dozens of shootings, at least 2 of them deadly. In fact, the operation that culminated with the early morning raids in Harlem began with the murder of an 18-year-old high school basketball star back in 2011.
Last game that I seen her play was at the Rose Classic. First game back from injury. I'm not really coaching, but I'm on the bench. Chicken, she will fib a little bit. Cos, I'm good. The doctor cleared me. The doctor cleared her, but I think she's supposed to wait another week before she will, because she had to get fit for that knee brace. So she threw on a sleeve. She had to put up like 30.
To the killer, man, they're gonna catch you, boy. They're gonna catch you, I'm telling you.
She ain't deserved this. She did not deserve this. You can't tell me nothing.
18 years young.
They lovingly called her Chicken.
Bopping her step, that's why they call her Chicken, little bow-legged.
18-year-old Tayshana Murphy. She was a rising basketball star until her brutal murder Sunday. She was shot in the chest, the hip, and the hand while trying to protect her little brother, Bam Bam.
She was very loyal. Like, if you was her friend, she always had your back no matter what problem. If you was arguing with somebody, she was always there for you.
Reports indicate that Bam Bam was mixed up in a violent feud between the people from Grant House and the Manhattanville projects.
Hundreds of officers and years of work leading to a takedown of some of New York's most dangerous and youngest gang members.
Well, Greg and Rosanna, we're here in Harlem at the scene of one of the biggest NYPD gang takedowns ever. It started very early this morning here at the Manhattanville houses and also a couple blocks away at the Grant houses. Police worked with the Manhattan DA's investigators for more than 2 years, analyzing a staggering amount of intelligence. More than 40,000 phone calls from jails and prisons, hundreds of hours of surveillance videos, and more than 1 million social media pages.
Fell asleep, and the next thing I knew, it was like 4 in the morning. I think she had told her mother she was going out to a party or she was going out to do something and hang out with some friends. It was like 4 in the morning. My son runs in the door. It says, chicken got shot. So, I mean, automatically, I jump up, eyes open up, and I'm laboring because my back is still messed up, and I shoot down the stairs, but mostly everybody else was out of the door already. I'm still trying to gather what I heard. I shoot out the door, run down 10 flights of stairs, I look in the hallway, man, and daughter's laying there in a pool of blood.
When the two suspects couldn't find him, they took their anger out on Chicken. That's according to her cousin, Pierre Walton.
It wasn't no drama. She was never into no extra shit. She just wanted to live life. Like, that was her.
Outside the building where she lived, candles lit the floor and a box of chicken.
It really is hurtful to know that you would take an innocent person's life and just like think that it's a piece of trash to throw it away. Like, basketball was her life.
The talented star was ranked by ESPN as the nation's 16th best point guard in her class. But the gifted athlete also had a record. 2 previous arrests that were sealed and another for third-degree assault. Despite the runnings with the law, number 15 had a bright future. She wanted to land a college scholarship and play pro basketball. Chicken's girlfriend Tay was too emotional to speak. She just held a memento of them together. Police have yet to locate and arrest the suspects. If you have any information, please dial 1-800-577-TIPS.
You ever hear the saying, for every action, there's a reaction? When you take somebody as loved as it seemed like Chicken was, there's going to be some kind of repercussions. And I'm not really talking about in the form of get back, but more in the form of karma. Just a few days after her murder, CBS News would report that the NYPD was looking for 2 20-something males, Robert Cartagena and Tayshana Brockton, in connection with Chicken's murder. The 2 were said to be members of the Make It Happen Boys, affiliates of another group known as Money Avenue. But in a situation that would normally end there, it was really only the beginning. With Chicken gone and her killer behind bars, just before the year 2011 would end, there was a party at 254 West 154th Street on a Friday, December the 30th, 2011, where an 18-year-old with supposed ties to the Money Avenue crew by the name of Walter Rex Sumner would be shot and killed just after midnight. According to the news outlet DNA Info, police would say that they have not made any arrests, but they questioned and released the brother of Tayshana Chicken Murphy, Tailon Bam Bam Murphy. The war in the projects would continue, and that homicide, like many in the city, would seem to go under the rug and turn into a cold case until 3 years after Chicken's death, in June of 2014, when we would see one of the biggest gang indictments in New York City's history.
Unfortunately, some areas of our city are still experiencing levels of violence that should not be tolerated and will not be tolerated. So we are going to continue to fulfill that commitment to fight for every area of this city, and that includes the housing developments.
Chicken's younger brother, Bam Bam, will be one of the 103 people snatched up due to that sprawling indictment. And some of the things that the authorities wanted to talk about was his connection to the Three Stacks gang, a music video mocking the death of his older sister that the deceased Walter Sumter starred in, and his death.
Like the story of this young inmate who grew up in a rough world, we noticed that Tailon Murphy, called Bam Bam, had a charismatic hold on his fellow inmates at Rikers. Growing up, he had a superstar older sister sought after by colleges, named by ESPN as one of the best basketball players in the country.
I looked up to her. That was my role model. She played basketball real well. She's real good at basketball. I love basketball too, but I wasn't as good as her. But I told her, one day I'm gonna get you. One day I'm gonna get you.
But one night in the stairwell of the housing project where they lived, members of a rival gang came in and shot his sister 3 times. Inside, he's the king of resilience, encouraging everyone to focus on a positive future.
It keeps a lot of stress off my mind. It keeps me looking forward to what I got planned, the goals that I set for myself. For the most part, I'm young, so it keeps me prepared and ready for the girls, for the females.
He's been selected as a suicide prevention aide, which means walking the halls at night.
Right now, I'm gonna check, make sure that everybody alive and breathing and well, nobody got no suicidal thoughts. Just in case they got something on their mind they want to talk about.
A radio is playing, the song Exchange by Bryson Tiller.
Do this one favor for me. I had to change my plans, complicated for me.
Suicide is light out. You good, Brody? What's the word? Everything copacetic? Yo, Pop, you good, baby?
But we learn that there is another part of Murphy's story. A rival gang member mocked the death of his sister in a video. Prosecutors say Murphy murdered him. When we first meet, the trial is underway.
Conspiracy in the first, conspiracy in the third, murder in the second, assault in the first, robbery in the first. A lot of charges that I'm confused with where they even come from.
He says he is innocent.
I just put it all in God's hands.
But several days later, when we return,
it's 9 o'clock. Everyone is locked in.
I walk down the hall to see Murphy.
Tailon, you there? Where do you go? Do me a favor. I think we need to go back out here for a second.
Is it okay? Is there a problem?
Murphy has put a sheet over the door. The jury has found him guilty of murder. He is facing 25 years to life.
Could I say hello?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Clear my mind, stay positive.
You walk the halls and take care of everybody in these halls.
Somebody take care of me tonight.
Murphy is temporarily placed on suicide watch. Another night on Rikers is about to end.
The day that began at 5 a.m. is now about to end with the lights out.
And as we leave a goodbye from the young man hidden behind the sheet in his cell, Murphy wishing us a safe exit from the island, saying,
safe home. Can't do it today. Can't do it too much today.